Hey Will, what's a plea bargain?
A plea bargain is where a defendant makes a deal with the prosecutor in exchange for a lighter sentence.
So, can you give me an example of one?
Yeah, so basically, let's say James robbed a bank. And after he robbed that bank, the original sentence he was going to receive was 20 years. Maybe the prosecutor will give him a deal of 15 years in exchange for James pleading guilty. And it just makes cases a lot easier a lot of times.
So Will, when did plea bargaining start?
Plea bargaining has actually been around for hundreds of years. It started as early as 1692 during the Salem witch trials, although it didn't become officially legal in the US until 1970 during the Brady versus United States trial.
So then, what's the purpose of a plea bargain?
I actually don't know. Do you want to go research that?
Sure, let's go.
I've discovered it.
Discovered what?
The purpose of plea bargaining.
What's the purpose of plea bargaining?
It's to make trials way more efficient and quicker for the defendant and the prosecutor, and honestly just anyone involved.
Wow, that's a great claim and discovery.
Yes, it is. However, we think that plea bargaining doesn't provide justice for defendants because it focuses a lot more on the efficiency in having a shorter length trial rather than coming to the right conclusion of whether the defendant is guilty or innocent. We think that plea bargaining doesn't provide justice for defendants because oftentimes it's used just to shorten the length of the trial and make it more efficient. Wait, so Jimbo, can you give me a reason why plea bargaining doesn't provide justice for defendants?
I can actually. The outcome of the case depends on the bargaining skills of the two parties rather than the evidence presented.
Wait, so can you give me an example of this in court?
So, an example of this is, say there's two defendants. One of them has a really good lawyer, one of them have a public defender. The person who has the better lawyer is obviously going to get a better plea bargaining because the lawyer has better bargaining skills. Say with the other defendant, because the defendant doesn't have enough money, they can't get as big of a plea bargain as a rich person can.
Wait, so two different people that committed the same crime can get way different sentences just because of their lawyer's bargaining skills?
Yes, which is kind of unfair in the system, and which is why we don't agree with it.
Yes, that seems unfair to me.
Me too.
So, could you give me another reason why plea bargainings are unfair?
Yeah, another reason why we see plea bargainings as unfair is because a lot of times innocent defendants end up pleading guilty because they fear the larger sentence and see a plea bargain as a way to get a shorter sentence. So a lot of times it's just making innocent people plead guilty. Hey Jimbo, can you give me one more reason why plea bargains don't provide justice?
Our final reason is that because reducing a guilty person's sentence doesn't provide justice for the victims.
Wait, so how do I get a plea bargain?
Almost always in court, defendants don't represent themselves. We'll thank Gideon for that one. But usually, your lawyer would negotiate the plea bargain for you. You wouldn't negotiate it yourself because your lawyer would be representing you. So that's how you would get a plea bargain. They'd negotiate it with the judge. In conclusion, plea bargains don't provide justice for the victim or the defendant because it's just a quicker and more efficient way of finishing the trial, and they focus more on getting it done rather than getting to the right conclusion or result. So thanks for watching the video. And have a good day.
Thanks for watching. Here's all our sources, and we hope you know more about plea bargains.